Let me turn the ticker tape off up here. Okay, good evening out there to everybody. You're watching Amateur Radio Roundtable. This show is all about ham radio, and we welcome you tonight, and hope you had a nice weekend. We just got back from an in-person Hamfest again down at Huntsville, Alabama, and we had a good time. Still a little tired from it, but we're recovering, and we'll talk a little about that tonight. We got Glenn in here. We got Dwayne and Katie. It's going to be a pretty relaxed night because I just got back yesterday afternoon, and we haven't really planned much for the show. So we'll probably open the phone lines up a little later and the Zoom link and let you guys join us here. I haven't had a 40-meter net in a few weeks. It's pretty tiring. Now, I haven't listened on 40 lately, but what I used to listen to the last few weeks, it made me even more tired, if that's the proper way to say it. But maybe the bands are starting to get better. If anybody out there wants to help us to join our show and call a net for us, we'd really love to have you join our team there. If you're new to our show, let us know in the chat room. We'd like to know if this is your first time here. We'd like to welcome you and hope you come back and hope you like the show. If you're out there listening on shortwave, we're also on international shortwave on the frequency 7490 kilohertz out of Monticello, Maine on WBCQ. So if you're out there listening on shortwave, send us an email to tom@w5kub.com. I see Earl Griffin in here. There's my buddy Earl. Earl really helped me out a lot Saturday afternoon, Sunday. You guys probably remember seeing Earl on there, and he helped roll that big old heavy cart around, and we tried to do some walk-arounds. We kept having some technical issues. They would have been easy to fix. We just didn't have time to really test it and get things running real smooth. But thanks, Earl. Really appreciate it there. Hey, I see Ray in here, K5UZZ. Ray was a prize winner. I know he was a prize winner. Let's see, who else is in here? I saw a couple other prize winners. John was in here. He won a prize. Well, you guys probably be getting an email here real soon, or at least you know who won. And give us a few days. We are dead tired, man. The last 2 nights, was it 2 nights? We've only been home 1 night. Gee. We stayed in Huntsville Sunday night, and that was a good idea and a good choice to make. We crashed pretty early, and then we're trying to recover last night, and maybe by tomorrow we'll be feeling better. So we'll be notifying all the donors of the prizes, the winners' names. So give them a week to 10 days, and you'll start receiving your prizes. We gave away about 35 prizes to our viewers out there, and we had a lot of fun giving it away. I want to announce a winner. You know, we had the little donation to support the trip with the Heil Fin microphone, and we had a winner. That was Steve Ullman. Steve Ullman, KC5NK. Steve has been a big viewer of the show, and he even sent me a few months ago. He even sent me a little device that hooks to your computer that helps you do power management, to help you determine how to improve power management, like in our little trackers and stuff. That was kind of neat playing with that. So Steve Ullman won the Heil Deco Series Spin mic. So Steve, will be getting that out to you real soon. We need everybody. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe. That helps our ratings, and we'll greatly appreciate it there. And if you like the show, hit the like button. So Got a couple little neat things I'll bring up tonight somewhere in the show. A couple of surprises. But let's go around the room here and say hello first to Katie and Dwayne. They're standing by. How you guys doing, guys and girls doing out there?
Yeah, we're not standing, we're sitting, but that's okay.
I was just going to say that we're sitting by.
Standing by. Well, I tell you,
Hi,
I remember.
Tom. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
You okay? I was going to tell you just a quick story. I remember growing up, I was probably 14, 15 years old. We had 3 channels on TV.
You can remember that far back?
Yeah, we had 3 channels on TV. We had 3 channels on TV, and when there was a problem, they'd put this sign up, please stand by. I don't know why. My dad told me one time, said, go over there by the TV and stand here. So I went over there by the TV and stood here. I didn't know what he was talking about, but it was a sign that said, please stand by. Y'all go ahead. I don't want to take your time.
Yeah, so he had you standing by. Parents have you do things like that. I had my kid, when he'd been riding down the road, I reach over and pop him on the back of the head. He said, what's that for? And I said, the sign says bump ahead.
Oh, man.
So that's the way it goes. Anyway, we're here. Temperature was a good normal fall temperature today at 76.
Yeah.
So we've had a little bit of relief.
Still very smoke. We still have a lot of fire smoke out here. We have gotten a couple of days of good rain and a nice break for the weather, which is good. Yesterday was back like high 80s. Today back in the 70s. But fortunately, we seem to be just kind of trudging along our way into the fall and projects galore. But it was fun watching the show. I'm sorry we couldn't be there, but logged in and watched as much as I could over the weekend. Dwayne was up working at the Clubhouse all weekend, so I sat around reading books and doing some watercolors and watching the show. And it was fun to see a lot of regulars and a lot of new people in the chat room. So and just seeing a lot of people. I recognized a lot of faces as they'd walk by behind. So it was good to see a lot of regular folks there at the show. And hopefully everyone, especially all the businesses who brought goods to sell, did okay and made it worth their time. And of course, congratulations to Mark and crew for pulling off another Huntsville Hamfest. And hopefully next year, weather will be good. The vaccines will be in good shape with people, and we will.
There's Tom with the please stand by button.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah, please stand by. Yeah, our clubhouse was built in 1951, and the wiring was made in 1951.
Yeah.
It's all old cloth wrapped wiring. So
which the mice are eating.
Yeah, the mice have started chewing through the cloth up there. So I decided it's time for us to update the wiring. So we've been put a new panel box in. We have half our building conduit running down the side, and the wires are out. Go up this Friday and put all the receptacles in that side, and bring the box up to heat the box up, get it warm. So it's got electricity in it, and we'll move on. It'll take us probably 6 months to get it all done, but we have a plan to do it all a little bit at a time and just take over. So we'll update that wiring and get it where we're not afraid the building's going to burn down any minute now.
Yeah, I don't
Hey, I
want
see you.
to burn a building down.
Mark's in the chat room and for BCD. So hi, Mark, our Huntsville Hamfest chairman.
Is Mark in
Still
there?
alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mark's
Very
in
good.
the chat room. Yay, Mark.
We ought to get Mark
He's
in
very
here.
weary, but he's here.
We ought to get Mark in here tonight for sure. But he's probably so dead tired he doesn't want to join us.
Yeah, he may not want his pretty face on TV.
May not want to be associated with this crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, he may
That's
not
probably
want
more
to.
like it.
All right. Well, Glenn,
Speaking
let's
of crowd-
jump over to Glenn real quick and see what let's see what Glenn's got going. Glenn, come on in here.
Hey there. Oh man, I'm kind of like you, recovering, and bought a ton of stuff. Yeah, please stand by. Does this mean I have to stand up?
Yeah.
But, do want to thank Mark for putting on the Hamfest and going through with it. It turned out really well, in my opinion. Yes, the attendance was down, but it brought a sense of normalcy back to everything. Seeing a lot of my friends in the Hamfest, and just in general, it kind of felt normal again. So it felt really good.
Yeah, well,
And of course, we scored a ton of good deals.
there was a lot of nice stuff here, and I got some pictures. We're going to show it a little later in the show here. And Glenn, you can probably measure better than I can, but I tell you, I thought it was a good turnout. It was there was a lot of people there Saturday. Now Sunday was about like, Sunday was a little lighter, but and we had a few major vendors that didn't show up. But you know what? Still, it was a great Hamfest. People were happy. People were walking around. People were talking. People were buying stuff. Some of the vendors said, "Man, they said we're selling more stuff than we have ever sold." So,
yeah, my Arduino forum was full. Is a little bit more social distancing in there, but still, it was a full house, and I saw them standing out in the hall. So that went over real well.
Yeah. Let's see. We don't have anybody else with us. We don't have Michael with us tonight to talk about the handicapped operations, but maybe he'll be with us next week. Hey, somebody asked me what was the secret Yazoo prize. Well, I hadn't got it yet, but I did get an email, guys, and they sent us. I think he sent us 4 coffee cups. Now, I don't know exactly what we'll do with the coffee cups right now. We appreciate anything Yazoo does, but to send out the coffee cup, probably the postage to send those things out are going to be more than they're worth. Unless you just want a Yazoo coffee cup, we can still set you up with that. But we'll keep them here, and we'll figure out a way to get them out to somebody that does want them. So, hey, let's look at, I got some pictures here. I'm just in there. They're random pictures. Let's just go through and talk about them. Glenn, you were there, and here's one of the nicest parts I can tell you about the Huntsville Hamfest.
Yeah.
That is
nice walkthrough from the hotel.
That is the nicest part, man. Let me tell you. And we roll our video cart all the way down that hall and down the elevator and over and back to the room. In fact, we actually had very good luck. We streamed the roll all the way from. There's Bill. We're gonna get Bill's clock set. We were able to stream the roll all the way from the room down to the Hamfest. It worked really well. So that's one of the best things about it there. But guys, here it is, the friendliest Hamfest in the world. In fact, this proves it. If you just look right there, it just says on the sign, the world's friendliest Hamfest. And it was really, really good. Mark said the room there, N4 BCD's in our room. He said, hey, there's Michael. I don't know if Michael wanted to come on tonight. Michael, I sent you a note if you wanted to come on, but we can do it next week. So here's Mark. Here's the chairman of the Hamvention, and I think this was taken on Sunday, and you can see he's pretty tired because he's leaning on me. I was having trouble holding him up. But he managed to stay up the whole time, and he made it through 3 days. Now I know for him it was more than 3 days. I mean, they've been working on this for weeks, and probably still have a lot of time to go there. Hey, we had a great spot. Here's our booth. We're right by the door. The stage was to the left. The entry door was right there on the right of us. So. We had a great booth spot right there. We had a lot of people come by and talk with us. Hambot was there. Hambot gave away, I think, 35 prizes. So we'll talk. Well, we won't get into the prizes there, but we had a video station set up here on the right side of the table there that actually had the chat room up on one screen, and it had the video on the other screen. A lot of people came by and stood in front of the camera and got on their cell phone and called home and said, "Look, can you see me?" And that's kind of one of the funny things about it. We've been streaming Hamfest for about, 18, 19 years, and we have so many people that come up and stand in front of the camera and get on a cell phone. It's kind of funny there. So here's Kathy, our hambot, whatever you want to call her, and she it was nonstop for her. There was a lot to do in giving out the prizes. Hambot database did record the prizes, but we also keep a paper trail just in case Hambot blows a fuse or something like that. So it was a lot of work. There's still a lot. I'm not sure we have the website updated with all of our prize winners. Someone told me last night that some of the prizes weren't on the page yet. We're kind of like Mark. We're just too tired right now to do it. But over the next couple of days, we will be able to get those out there. But hey, there was some nice equipment. I was surprised at how much Collins gear was there this year. Wasn't you?
That was Friday night. That was when they were still setting up. By the time I got there at 5 o'clock Friday evening, that stuff was gone.
Well,
that whole table was gone.
Is that right? Well, there was a lot there. Not only just this table, there was Collins gear everywhere. Now, I want everybody to know something here. I took these pictures before the door opened. So you're not going to see a lot of people walking around in the aisles. All these pictures here were taken before the door opened. So that's what you're seeing here. So hey, man, I should have bought me 2 or 3 KWM2s, man. I love the KW2. We had those when I was in the Air Force back in the 70s, and nice radio. Nice radio.
We had that guy ask Kathy to look over his stuff while he went to the men's room, and at the very bottom, what was that, a 75A4 he had on his cart?
I was going to say the 75A4 is what we had at Ohio State at our radio club for our main receiver, and that was a fabulous receiver.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
There were a lot of those there.
On the left
look
there.
over his stuff.
Yeah, there were a lot of those there. There's
like 3 or 4 of them over there. There they are. That's the 75A4. There's 1, 2, 3 of them there.
Yeah, I'd love to have any of these again. I started out with the cheap stuff like this, but you know what? I don't have room anymore. You set up a station nowadays with this type of equipment, you need a room double size because everything is much bigger. Everything's bigger and heavier than it used to be.
And you need a good air conditioning system.
Yeah. So, we can go way back on radios. Look at the antique stuff that was there.
Well, that was a great that great booth. That guy's selling hundreds of radios. That's just a small sampling of them. They sent me the website. They're up in Cookeville, Tennessee, and they've got all kinds of unique antique radios. Apparently, their relative passed away, and he had an incredible collection, and they're very well in very good shape. I'm going to be right back. I'll show you the very first portable radio in 1947. I've got one of those from that booth there.
All right,
Emerson.
I'll when you get it there, I'll try to switch the video over to you, Bill, if you're going to go get it in a minute.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of that stuff was gone by Saturday morning.
Yeah. So here we go. These are what's that? That's it looks like a Johnson Matchbox, maybe Hammerlin receiver.
Yeah, and then there's a SX.
Yeah.
117 thereabouts.
Yeah, I guess so. Again, man, a lot of neat stuff, man. Of course, we made it by Shack in the Box, and we talked to the Lee family there, and they really Hope there. We talked with Hope, and she gave us a little tour, and she talked about it. It's on our video, and man, she knows her stuff. She's a salesperson. She knows her stuff. She knows her marketing, and she knows what's in those boxes.
Looks like her mother.
Those girls sure have grown up. My goodness.
Yeah. Again, there's the thing where we had a lot of people would come up and they would chat with. I think Michael did join us there. Let me get Michael in here. So we did have a lot of people that would come up and type to their friends there in the chat room. Some more calling stuff, There's
that suitcase one was gone.
Yeah, was it more calling stuff and that more and more, man, everywhere, Now this guy I call this the meter guy. He must have had 8,000 meters. Man, I never saw so many meters. I've got a box of meters here, but boy, I would have loved to have gone through that and pick me out another bushel basket full of meters because I love building stuff there with the meters.
I could have cleaned his place out.
Yeah. Bill, you got that radio there? Bill?
Yeah, it's an Emerson 558.
Wait. Let me remember where I am. Okay, and then you're on now. You're on.
It's an Emerson 558, and it's the very first portable radio. Before there were transistors, there are 4 tubes inside of it, and it weighs probably 4 pounds without batteries. It uses 2 batteries. One's a 1.5 volt A battery.
And a B battery.
The other one is a B battery, which is 67.5 volts. Anybody know where I can buy a B battery?
I was just going to say, where on God's green earth can you find a B battery?
I'll tell you what, I built a little shortwave radio one time, and it had one tube, so it used a 1 volt battery, 1.5 volt battery, and it had a B battery. It had a B battery in there, 22.5 volts. And that little battery lasted for like 6 months. I couldn't believe it, man.
Well, this is a 67.5 volt B battery. I think I'm going to have to build a time machine and go back in the 40s and order one from Montgomery Ward catalog. That's about all I can think of doing.
Well, you may
battery and build you a booster.
You may have to.
You go.
Well, or just build you,
8-9 volt batteries.
Yeah.
Just build you. This
is how big your cell phone, your iPads would be, and iPods would be right now if transistors weren't invented.
You
have to walk around. There's 4 tubes in here. This is all tubes. So I can't wait to get it working. I'm going to put.
Hold on, let me wait for the tubes to warm up so I can open up Facebook.
we just watched a show on the transistor radio, and when Sony invented the transistor radio, and they couldn't make it small enough to fit in your shirt pocket, so he ordered all of his salesmen to go to a tailor and have the shirt pocket enlarged so that they could put the radio in the shirt pocket.
Yeah.
This would take a very large shirt pocket.
Well, you know what, guys? You know what? This is my cell phone. I'll still carry it around right here.
Oh my God. I remember those.
It only weighs about 4 pounds, but
Hey Tom, this is Mike. How are you?
Hey Michael, just hang in there with us, Michael, and we'll get with you there, and we'll do your thing in a few minutes.
Hey Tom, I have an old Motorola flip phone, the brick with the bright orange display, 1-line display.
Yeah.
I held that to my ear and pretended to talk into it inside of a mall once, and people were very, very strangely.
Well, before cell phones.
Did you pick up chicks with that, Bill?
Before
very, very old ones.
Very old ones. Yes. Let me borrow that for a weekend.
But you know what was really neat for you guys that go back a long time, like me, Bill, and everybody. Back in the early 70s, when we had the repeaters on, we put the auto patch on, where you had the little touch tone pad on your handy-talkie. That was before cell phones, and man, we felt like we were something to have a telephone right there in our hand, man.
My brother, I was showing my dad how the auto patch worked on our local repeater.
Yeah.
And my brother was about 9 years old, and he was looking over our shoulders as I was entering the secret codes into my ICOM, my huge ICOM radio, and he went outside camping in the backyard with his buddy, and I noticed my radio was gone. I thought I just misplaced it. In about an hour, there was 3 or 4 guys from the radio club knocking on our door. They had DF'd. My brother was making phone calls to all his buddies in school, and they DF'd it to my house.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, well, you gotta be careful. All right, let's see, where were we? We were looking at, there's some Collins gear. And let's see, what else was next here? Oh, we were talking about the meter guy. Boy, he had some meters. He had meters.
I spent more time there, but I would have never gotten away.
He had the meters. Man, he had meters. Well, let's see. Again, if you need adapters or, coax, PL250, well, anything, just pick it out. Look at the, what is that thing? It's not an SO239. What's the barrel called? Dwayne? Is it an SO something?
It's a bulkhead connector. That's what I would call it.
Yeah, but I think it's got an SO number on it. I don't remember. But anyway, I mean, he had them there. 8-10 inches long. Where you could put them through a wall.
Barrel.
Yeah. So again, it's just some of the vendors there. Looks like some MFJ antennas hanging around there. Ham Radio World. I'm not familiar with this guy. Maybe I just.
I've got some feedback on that one.
Tell me, okay, Michael, you want to tell me about this one?
Yeah, that one actually is. They sell a lot of radios. I remember going to that one, and I bought a Baofeng UV5R from them. That thing only lasted me 1 month. I put so much abuse into equipment because of my disability. I tend to drop radios a lot. And the Baofengs, if they can't pass my drop test, they don't last long.
Well, I don't see how they could pack everything into a radio for $19, to tell you the truth. But, I would say something a little bit more substantial might last you a little longer there. Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on here. Look, hey, solar panels, solar cells. This guy had some great solar panels out there.
Yeah, see, that's Kevin from BioEno there.
And I don't think that he brought very many because those were all gone by Saturday morning.
Well, Glenn, man, you were just missing everything, weren't you?
No, I made my run Saturday night.
Friday night. Well, here's our friend.
Oh, there's Amy.
There's Amy, Ron. This is Gold Medal Ideas.
Oh, she had him working.
And Ron donated some hats, and so there's some prize hats out there that we gave away on the show.
They're probably still driving home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably are. Oh man, they a lot of stuff there they have to bring.
Yeah, they did some good business though.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you, Tom, on Saturday, I was at the Hamfest, and a guy from Apple, representative from Apple, showed up in the flea market. And before he left, just out of the blue, he gave me a cell phone case. He gave me a cell phone case, and he also gave me a brand new pair of Apple AirPods. Brand spanking new, never. It was an Apple representative from Tennessee. He showed up, and he gave me brand new Apple AirPods and a cell phone case, never even out of the box.
Well, that's cool.
You know why he did that? You were probably the only person in that hall that had an Apple phone.
I think so.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But I would have taken one even if I didn't have an Apple phone.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what do we got here? Hey, I saw one table, and I tried to get a picture, but I don't have it here tonight. It said free stuff. Did you see that? Did you see that, Glenn?
No, I saw somebody had a bag full of diodes, and it was, one handful only, please.
Well, really, one handful only. Oh, this guy had free. He had mobile rigs stacked up there, and he had a bunch of stuff. It says free. Play it forward. Is it play it forward or pay it forward?
Pay it forward.
Pay it
Pay it
forward.
That's an ICOM 735 on the top there, and that was not there by the time I made it that into the show.
Man, just everything.
Oh, wow.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
There was
those
a lot of
ink
money
kits,
changing hands.
They were gone. I didn't see those Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just remember, guys, again, I took these pictures before the door opened. So, hey, don't think that this is what the Hamfest looked like, but these pictures were all taken before the door opened at 9 a.m. They're back some more, there's your Collins stuff. I talked to this guy, and he does collect and sell the Collins, and I don't know where he gets so much, but the average price on those were about $500-$600, and he said they all worked, and they look
nice
pretty clean. They look pretty clean.
Yeah.
What we got? There's a 6 meter.
Ooh.
That looks.
That was gone before I even got there.
Oh man, everything's gone, Glenn. Everything's gone before you get there, man.
6 meter.
Glenn, you just missed out on the whole damn show.
Glenn.
Got to get up a little earlier.
So Glenn, are you sure you were there on the same weekend that we got there?
I'm starting to wonder. Did I get lost in a time warp at the Space and Rocket Center or something?
I think
I
you
don't know,
did.
man. I don't know.
Because
Well, there's a shot
none of this
across
stuff-
some of the flea market stuff right there, and some more. Now these Helicrafters, he had
I remember seeing those.
He had 4 or 5 of these. He had a good price on them, $500 each. That's probably why they're still sitting there.
My very first radio was an SX101A. That's not the 101A, but it looks kind of similar.
Yeah, he had an S38 on that table also.
Right.
Yeah, he again, very nice, very clean. I think that came from a Silent Key collection, possibly.
I think so.
Gigaparts was there. This is the entry to Gigaparts. They go real first class. They got carpet on the floor in their booth there. So they had a setup on both sides of the aisle there. Again, the aisles were all 12-foot aisles there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There's the icon, guys.
There,
Yeah.
Ray came over and talked a while. We did a little interview with Ray there. Let's see.
Yeah, Bill, they had a TR7 there. They had a whole bunch of Drake stuff.
Yeah. Here's I think this is Wolf
right
River.
across from you, Tom. Pretty much.
What is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty much in our line of sight most of the time. Our camera was aimed that way. Okay, well, hey, that's kind of our experience there with Huntsville this year. Again, it was a great Hamfest. It was in person again. Everybody was so happy to be back. I'm sorry Joe Eisenberg couldn't make it. We were in a contest with Joe Eisenberg on who's going to win the most most prizes every year. Joe didn't make it. Glenn took up the challenge. Glenn,
I was a poor substitute for Joe.
You got 2. You won 2. We won 6 prizes. Let's see. I think we got a
Tom,
couple.
You could buy a whole brick. How many?
Well, I cannot confirm or deny that actually.
I think it was 200 tickets in a brick, and you had enough bricks to start building a house.
So we wanted to support. We wanted to support. We were going to do that regardless, and we wanted to support the Hamfest this year because we knew it was going to be tough with them
You won some really cool prizes.
Oh yeah.
We won. I won. Let's see. We got. Let's see. My first prize was a get your technician license book. So we'll probably give that away. We'll probably
get your license, Tom.
Yeah, I need to get it. Well, we'll probably give that away on the show here, maybe one night. And then let's see, we won a Yaesu handy-talkie, FTM70D.
Oh, that.
We won a FT70D, Yaesu handy-talkie. And I think we won. Let's see, we won a couple.
A Geochron. That's
Yeah, I hadn't. Yeah. So, but I was thinking we won a couple ARL gift certificates, I think. And then we won a nice Yaesu dual band radio, the FTM 300D.
Yeah,
if I got that right.
You win that.
Yeah, I'll probably put that to use somewhere. And then, hey, the Geochron clock. I didn't even know that was going to be
Yeah.
a prize out there, but that was a surprise for us. I haven't set it up yet. I think it's a little server. It's just a little black box or something. I don't know. Maybe it's Arduino. Maybe
hook it up to a 4K monitor.
Yeah, I've got a monitor on the wall here. We'll probably set that when I get some time. I was also told that the designer of that would be interested in coming on our show and talking about it. So we'll
They're
probably
really nice to have.
we'll probably have him on the show here soon, and we'll talk about that. But that was a Geocron clock.
Right.
So
hey, by the way, Tom, 1990 is calling.
Hey,
1990 is?
look at that.
Yeah.
I have
Wow.
to extend the antenna first. There you go.
Oh,
I got
wow.
better reception.
Talk about
Oh,
going
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, while we were there, we went and ate at the new restaurant that's basically inside the North Hall of the Von Braun Center. It's a long walk. It's from the hotel walking through the highway is about 4/10 of a mile, actually. But there's a new restaurant in there called Rhythm. And we were eating over there one Saturday night. Well, we ate there a couple nights. And I ran into some of my Memphis crew, some of my friends from Memphis there. And one of them is Damon, WA4HFN, and he goes by WA4 Hot Friday Night. So he was there, and they were sitting there eating, and I was about to leave, and I saw him over there, and I talked to him. I said, "Hey, today was Damon's birthday." So I try to do little neat, crazy things, if I can, and maybe try to embarrass people a little bit. So what happened was, before I left, I set this up and surprised Damon. Now this is a table. This table is about 10 feet away from Damon, and I'm gonna run a little video here and let you see it and hear it. So I convinced these ladies to help me out here with this. So here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So
That was awesome.
So that was kind of a little surprise for Damon there, and I think he wasn't expecting it, to tell you the truth there.
Yeah, next year it's going to be my birthday.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I can get them back or not. That costs some big bucks to have those people brought in there, Glenn. What do you got there, Glenn?
Here's what you got, Tom. The Geocron.
Yeah?
Hey.
Is that
Got
it?
all the cool stuff, the interface, plugs and stuff, and it plugs into a 4K TV.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it
Put
came.
up the big monitor.
It came.
I'm
It
gonna-
came with a little mouse. I opened it up and I said, "What is this?" It looks like a little bitty mini mouse.
Right.
I don't know if mine came with a Minnie Mouse or not. I just opened the box. I've had it sitting here.
So you haven't hooked it up yet. So I've got, on the wall here. I've got a TV with HDMI. I guess I
I've
can.
got a pointer.
connect it.
It's remote controlled.
I don't know if mine has that or not.
Not the pointer, huh?
Tom,
Oh, the pointer.
I'm coming back to Iuka this fall. You can put it in my suitcase if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure I could.
All right.
But
Let's see.
I actually bought this at the last Huntsville Hamfest, and that was the day before I had my surgery, and I have not touched and opened this box since.
Well, now it's time, mister. Get to work.
Well, here's the problem. As you notice, look who came up. I've
Yeah,
already
I
lost it.
see.
I've
Yeah,
already lost
plastic. It's like, yeah.
it. It's hers now.
All right. Hey, guys, let's just take a quick break and we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away. We're going to have lots of fun here tonight. June kicked off hurricane season, and another rough wildfire season strike, cellular towers and power grids can quickly become overloaded and down. Emergency comms need to be instant, reliable, and allow interoperation with other organizations and agencies. Amateur radio provides reliable emergency communications with the added security of system redundancy. In addition to our lineup of amateur D-Star digital HF and analog radios, our IC SAT 100 portable satellite radio and the IP 501HM LTE radios are an ideal solution for the additional coverage. ICOM's IC SAT 100 is the perfect handheld satellite radio for use outside of cellular or network range. By operating on Iridium's constellation of satellites, quickly and easily connect with other PTT devices, even from remote areas. The IP 501H and the IP 501M radios provide instant wide area coverage over LTE. By using the LTE network, you bypass the need for a pre-existing infrastructure, allowing nationwide coverage without the added cost of building and maintaining your own. Connect to all of these devices and more, even systems operating on different protocols, with the VE PG4 ROIP gateway. From land mobile and LTE radios to IP communications terminals and IP phone systems, they work together to form one seamless and uninterrupted network, ensuring your comms are received. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
LDG Electronics provides state-of-the-art antenna tuners for every amateur need. From QRP to QRO, fixed stations, portable and remote, an LDG tuner will match your radio to your antenna using our lightning-fast, proprietary tuning algorithms. LDG is a family-owned and operated company dedicated to bringing innovative, quality products to the amateur market. All LDG products carry a full 2-year warranty that is fully transferable. Support is only a phone call or email away. We're always here to help you. Visit us on the web at ldgelectronics.com.
Okay, we're back. I caught you, Katie. I caught you there. All right, we're back. This is Amateur Radio Roundtables, a show about ham radio, and if you're wondering what all the funny stuff going on, I can't tell you something behind the scenes here. You'll have to tune in and watch it yourself here. Hey, if you're listening out there on the International Shortwave on 7490, send us an email to Tom at W5KUB. Would love to hear from you. Tom at W5KUB.com. And let us know where you are and give us a signal report. I don't think we're running a lot of power, about 50,000 watts. It's not a big, the transmitter we're on is not a big transmitter. Only about 50,000 watts, and the transmitter's up in Monticello, Maine, right up on the Canadian border. If you're new to us, say hello in the chat room. We'd love to hear from you. If you're new, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button. We need you to hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. It really helps us out a whole lot. Let's see. We've got Michael in here in a minute. We're going to be talking a few minutes about handicap and ham radio. Oh, hey, guys, if you remember, we built the little 5-part 40-meter radio. You remember that? And I've got it right here. Let me see if I can show you something. And we called CQ, but we didn't get anybody to answer us. Let me show you what I found out here. So I'm gonna go back over to this, and if I can find the right mouse here. Here we go. So this is the little 5-part. This is a little 5-part radio we built. And why am I not
it's
hearing?
a real radio when the keyer is bigger than the radio.
I'm not.
The video and YouTube is muted. There you go.
Let me start that back so you can see the radio. Manual key on it. Trying to keep things from shorting out here. Here's the battery, 9-volt battery. Okay, I've got it hooked to the antenna. Let's see. All right, let's see if we can make a contact here real quick with it. I'm going to call CQ. I'm used to a keyer. I haven't used a straight key in a number of years, but I'm going to try it. So here we go. Okay, so we call CQ. We call CQ, and I never got an answer. But look at this on reverse beacon right here. We were picked up on reverse beacon there by a K8 and what, a W9, I guess.
K9LC.
Yeah, and you know, so we were getting out our little 5-part 150 milliwatt transmitter built from nothing. I'm sure by the time it got to the 150 feet to the end of 150 feet of coax out to the antenna, there was not much power out there, but we were hurried. So hey, it did get out. So just wanted to let you guys know that we were successful in at least getting a transmitter to work there. Let's see. We've talked about Huntsville prizes. Damon's birthday. I don't know if Damon may be watching tonight. Damon, if you're watching tonight, happy birthday to you. And hey, okay, let's take this opportunity. Michael, let's spend about maybe 15 minutes or so, if that'll give you enough time. And we'll work you in here tonight, and we're going to talk about ham radio and the handicap and you know, how ham radio works with handicap, or how handicaps work with ham radio. I know there's some things that kind of line up here. Come on in here, Michael.
Good evening, Tom. And first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I really do appreciate it. I'm not just a ham operator. I'm the jack of all trades, is what my teacher used to say. I do a lot more than just ham radio. I was in the Lee High School magnet program for music. I attended several performances, and I got superior ratings in vocal solo competitions. But the main reason why I'm here today is to basically talk to you about how special needs persons can get involved in ham radio. And first of all, Tom, we do not use the word handicapped. We strictly like to be called persons with disabilities. Handicap was used a long time ago, and we don't use the word handicapped anymore. We always use persons with disabilities. Little backstory on me. I got my license in 1995 as a no-code technician, and went to high school with that license and educated a bunch of my students in my class about amateur radio. And the fun thing that they liked about it is when I was doing presentations, it got them out of doing classwork for the day. So that was kind of their caveat for not having to do classwork, was me giving presentation. So I'd always have a student come up to me and say, "Hey, you gonna give a presentation on ham radio so we don't have to do any classwork?" I says, "Oh yeah, I'm getting there. And the other thing too, I'm involved with a lot of volunteer organizations. I'm involved with People First of Huntsville, Alabama, which is an advocacy group for people with disabilities. And that website is People First of Huntsville, or peoplefirstofalabama.net, peoplefirstofalabama.net. And we're basically a group. That group is basically a group of people that do topics about independent living and other forms of adaptive technologies. And getting to adaptive technology, I'm a member of Courage Handy Ham System, which is an organization that helps people with disabilities get involved in amateur radio. The type of technology that Courage Handy Ham System uses for amateur radio communications for those with disabilities are puff and sip keys, and special devices that are adapted to amateur radio equipment. And they also take part in the field day. There's field day available for people with disabilities that want to be a part of that. And there's also testing. ham radio license testing for those that are brand new to the hobby and want to be able to get their license test. The tests are all done verbally, and also for those that have non-communicative disabilities, the tests are read aloud to them and they're able to point out the answer to the tests. I've been a volunteer with Courage Handy Hams now for quite a while, and I enjoy doing what I'm doing with them. I'm also a member of the Amateur Radio Emergency Services for Huntsville, Alabama, and I'm the Special Needs Coordinator for the state of Alabama. I've been involved with that group now since 2008, and I was just appointed as the State Special Needs Liaison for the state of Alabama. One of the things I love to do with that is I love to educate those with disabilities about amateur radio and emergency communications. And Tom, I remember you probably hear me talk about this during our first interview, was about how people with disabilities can get involved in emergency communications. And most of this is done through basic repetition. If you're a special needs net controller and you need someone to be with you during a training net or anything like that, a person like myself would be there to help that person along to make sure that they're able to learn the preamble and things like that. And I've been involved with Aries now for a long time, and I really enjoy it. We actually, at our booth, we had what I call repeaters in a box. And at the Hamfest, I was just winging it when I was doing the booth there. I mean, I literally was like, okay, I don't know much about these repeaters in a box, but I'm just going to wing it, man. I had a ton of people crowding me, wanting to know about these boxes, and it was amazing. I had so many people, really come up to me and say, I want to know about this box. And like I said, I was just winging it with this box, and I kind of was like, okay, this is what this does. And during the whole event, I carried a virtual card with me. I don't have it in front of me, but it's a virtual business card that I converted into a eyeball card that has my contact information on it, which is really cool. And to kind of keep it short here, because I know, Tom, you got a lot to do tonight. And I just wanted to once again thank you for letting me be here tonight and letting you hear my story. And before I go, Tom, if I have your permission, can I do a brief song for you guys real quick?
A brief what? Song?
Can I do a brief song for you guys real quick?
Well, we're open to anything on a show. Now, if, let's see, the FCC, we're not going to censor it with FCC. Are you going to have a band or anything?
Or I do.
What was that, Glenn?
Either you let him sing or I'm going to sing.
All right, go right ahead, Michael. I'm just playing with you, man. We'd love to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to just do our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah, great job, Michael. Thank you.
Just is gracious. What a voice.
Thank you.
I agree, Hyde. That's great.
And that's a very difficult song because of the range.
Absolutely.
Professional musicians have a great difficulty with that song. Great job.
Oh yeah, great job, Michael.
That's
Thank you.
beautiful. You
All
come
right, let's
back
see what we
and
got.
sing anytime. It's better
Yeah.
than listening to Glenn
Well,
talk.
you know,
Ooh, ouch.
I don't know if anybody saw it or not, but there's a ham that came by the booth. He looked like Billy Idol. I don't know if anybody remembers seeing him or not. Everybody thought it was Billy Idol. His hair was all. He was a musician and he played in a band. And he actually played a tune for us. He had a little harmonica. It was about 3/4 of an inch long.
Yeah, I heard him out in the flea market.
And he actually, it was about 3/4 of an inch long. I don't know how he blew in each one of the little different holes, but he played an entire song. I had him play a song for us, and he did a great job on it. He was supposed to come back the next day on Sunday and do another one for us, but he didn't get around. But everybody thought it was Billy Idol. All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and open some phone lines up here for people, and let's just get some general discussion going here. And we'll also open a Zoom up.
Yeah, Tom, while you're doing that,
Yep.
we talked about this in the pre-show, but folks didn't get to see what I scored at the Hamfest.
Well, let's see what you got there.
This was Friday night. Got a Simpson 260 in a nice wooden case.
Yep.
It's going to need to be rebuilt and repaired, but there's a good $5. And then,
Hey, while you're grabbing the next thing, that box makes me think that'd be a great box. It looks like just the perfect size for storing QSL cards, too.
yeah, it would. There you go. And I've been wanting to refurbish this Heathkit HW16 that I bought a couple years back. So I managed to find me a Heathkit tube tester that needs to be refurbished.
Those are high dollar ticket items now and hard to find.
This was $20.
Wow, you got
And-
the deal of deals.
I got online this morning and I found the manual and the scrolling tube chart.
Oh,
that
you
I can
did?
print online. So I everything I need to get this thing put back together is online, and that was a whopping $20. So those are my two big scores.
Well, you did good. You did good, and you're now joining
You are
the.
the only participant in the conference.
You're now joining the Simpson 260 Club.
Yeah.
So you didn't miss everything. You managed to find something.
That's right.
Oh no, I found stuff. It's just that the stuff that Tom found was gone by the time I got there, so it makes me wonder what I missed.
Now,
Yeah.
I was following you around, Glenn, and I was trying to catch up to you, and you were moving so fast that it was real difficult to catch up to you. So
That was the third pass through.
apparently there were other people faster than you even.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is, every time I went through, I found new stuff that I missed the first time through. People, stuff was getting uncovered or shifted around.
That was perhaps the most amazing Hamfest flea market I've ever seen, just to the sheer quantity of stuff. Of course, people have been saving it up for 2 years
Yeah,
and
yeah.
figured it'd be good.
I think Huntsville is notorious for their swap meet side of things
Oh,
because,
yes.
again, because it's inside and it's always a big, huge area. But obviously, this year was even bigger. But yeah, I see Mike's nodding. Obviously, it's your backyard, so you know.
All right, so Bill, if you want us to see your face, you're going to have to aim the camera down a little. Let's see, if you aim it down, that'll bring your face up because I put the banner on there, or not the banner, but I put the phone line on, and it's going to cover up your face. We got a few people joining us here on Zoom.
Hi, Gary.
Bill, how did your forum?
There's. Is that Richie? Is it Richie?
Is it Richie Rich?
Richie?
Richie Zambora?
Richie from Richie's Ham Shack,
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Bill, how'd your forum go?
Oh, it was a pretty good turnout. It wasn't quite as crowded as last 2 years ago, but it was a pretty good crowd.
Cool.
You didn't get to launch a balloon outside this year, did you?
as I say, when you have to put up an umbrella or the wind knocks the hat off your head, it's too bad to fly a balloon. And it was pouring down rain at noon on Saturday.
Yeah, it seemed like every time I looked outside, it was.
I never saw any rain at all. Inside you don't know it's raining.
No.
And that's the beauty of staying at the Embassy Suites. You just go right across the ramp.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, the guy running the air conditioner there, I understand the Von Braun Center has a ham radio guy employee that ran the air conditioner there, and he about froze me out 2 days. I mean, it was cold in here. Even on setup day, normally on setup day with those big doors open, they in the past they haven't run the air conditioner, I don't think, but they were running it this year. I wore shorts on setup day because I was afraid I was going to get hot and dirty, but man, it was cool in there. Yeah, it was good.
You never know with a convention, and I always thought at first it was just me being a girl, because girls always are cold or too hot, but I just learned at these events, and it depends on how many people are there, or how many people are close together, or how much the air conditioner's running. But I I always brought a jacket, even if it was, Florida for Hamcation in February, because you never know.
Sleeves, and I thought the long sleeves were just not the right thing, and turns out they were perfect. Kathleen from ARRL brought her sweater, thankfully, because she was freezing.
All right, hey, let me make a quick comment here to Hyde there, WX4HYD Hyde. He's over in Tennessee. We'll be going over to the East Tennessee Hamfest September 25th, and I'll be doing a little talk over there. And Hyde has invited me over to be part of the Hamfest over there. So we're going over there in Sevierville, Tennessee. Be September 25th, and we're going to have fun over there. And then when we get through there, we're going to go on over to our home in North Carolina and probably stay 3 or 4 or 5 days. That means that I might do, and I most likely will do the show that Tuesday from the Blue Ridge Mountains there in North Carolina. And maybe I can have my ham friends over. They have a band called the Three Dead Possums, and you guys have heard them on here before.
You've played them before, yeah.
I opened the show one night with the Three Dead Possums, and it was a lot of fun. So we'll probably have the show from North Carolina. That would be, I don't know, somewhere around. Let's see if the 25th is Saturday, 25th, 26th. 29th of September, we'll have it from the Blue Ridge Mountains there. Okay, we've got several people join us there on Zoom. Let's see who we got. Somebody jump in there. I'll see Ricky. Hey, Ricky, how you doing?
You mean me?
Is that Ricky?
Richie.
Richie. Okay, well, hey, I couldn't tell. You're about a postage stamp size on my monitor, and it's like 6 feet away. I got to get my glasses. Clean to see that, man. We got it. Teresa's joining us. Well, hey, how's everything up at the Wisconsin Academy?
Good. We're really we've opened up since COVID. We got everything back up and running. We had another shutdown because of it, but now we all have to wear masks still. So, I mean, it is what it is. Unless you're outside, we fly the Predator drones and other things. So when you're outside, you don't have to. But looking forward to the fall, I can tell you that.
All right. Well, hey, I'm looking forward for you guys getting back. Now, you used to put us up on the big screen there in your auditorium. Now, we need you to start doing that again.
Well, we usually do that later on in the fall. We have to keep the group together until 10 o'clock. Central Time. So they all have to be doing the same thing. So we got a screen that's about 30 feet high and 40 feet wide.
Oh, yeah.
And so we just I turn it on. They're going to watch what I
Well, hey, if they've got to be there till 10 o'clock, they need to be sitting there watching us on a 30 by 40 foot screen. I think. Yeah.
Next time you do that, give me some advance notice. I'll do a better job with my makeup.
I was saying that you can almost see Tom's nose hairs.
Well, hey, Kathy usually has me trim them. She gets that trimmer out, before the show, and she has to
power tool.
Yeah, she has to do my ears and stuff, and she tells me I can do my nose. But anyway, hey, a guy at the Hamfest this weekend told me, he said I look younger in person than I do on the show. So I don't know what I look like on a 30-foot screen, man.
Oh, you look about the same.
Do
Just
I?
bigger.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
See Gary in there. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Gary's got to unmute and say hi.
Hey guys, if anybody wants to call on a telephone, you don't have to call on Zoom. We've got the number up on the screen. We have phone lines in 65 countries. Give us a call. Local numbers in 65 countries. Won't cost you anything.
Then there's Bill and Teresa's here.
Teresa there. Teresa? How you doing, Teresa?
Howdy. Not too bad. How about y'all? I'm glad to see you made it home safe.
Yeah, we did fine. We made it back fine after we rested up a day. So did you get? It was hard for me to really know who was in the chat room. Did you get a chance to join us any this weekend?
I did. Not quite as hard and as focused as I intended to be. I got invited at the last minute out to a local ham activity group, and we set out in the middle of a horse pasture and set up antennas, and I worked North American QSO party Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Nice. I totally missed that this weekend. I'm glad you got to do it.
All right.
I couldn't do a darn thing because we had a hurricane up here. And
you had a tropical storm.
Yeah.
It was no.
Now wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute.
60. Wait.
Let me set the stage here, Bill. You guys may not know it, but Teresa is in school to become a meteorologist. So if there's any discussion and controversy about a hurricane or a storm, we're going to go with her.
And she lives in Texas.
Well, wait. All right. So what is 61 miles per hour in a wind?
That's a Tuesday in Wyoming.
I was going to say, 61 is.
I was going to say,
it's
like 2 miles an hour short of a hurricane.
That's a calm day in Wyoming.
Yeah, pretty much. That's every day in Cheyenne.
Well, they had some serious weather in central Tennessee.
A lot
of people. There was the demise like you wouldn't believe of a huge amount of people. I went and I texted Kathy because I said to her, if you're going home that way, be careful.
Well, we drove through a lot of the rain on the way. Huntsville's a little south of there, and we took a southern route. We didn't go down I-40.
It wasn't very far from Huntsville. It was 120 miles.
We didn't
100 miles from Huntsville, and I have a friend, KF4's ETI, lives 5 miles from where that flash flood came through.
Yeah, they got. I think they got 20 inches. 20 inches of rain there, and man, it hit them. It hit them before they knew it. That 20 inches, and we drove through a lot of that on the way down, even to Huntsville. Visibility was just really bad here for about an hour. There was a lot of water in the air.
Well, Bill,
but not much.
Oh, I was gonna say, Bill has the they had the 61 mile an hour winds up there in Massachusetts, which you're not used to, but. Of course, and you have something we don't have a lot of, which is trees. So, 60 mile an hour.
Okay, so, all right, so
yeah. It's way worse for you.
I woke up on Sunday morning, okay, and on the ABC TV station, there were trees over on cars, trees over on houses, numerous power outages and stuff like that. And I'm saying to myself, oh, please don't come this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but big thing. Did Jim Cantori ever show up? You know, if Jim Cantori shows up in your neighborhood, you are in trouble.
Then it's
You can't brag about it unless Jim Cantori shows.
That's right.
If he shows and you stay, A, you're crazy.
Yeah, you're doomed.
And you're doomed.
Well, I tell you, you know, I mean, we've I don't know how many years now. I don't know if my son Chris is in the chat room or not, but we had Hurricane Elvis come through, and that was not a real name to hurricane that year, but everybody here calls it Hurricane Elvis. I think we had 110 mile-an-hour straight line winds. And it actually took down forest. You would not. It looked like an atomic bomb went off. I think Chris had 3 or 4 100-foot trees actually fall through his house, and rain. And I don't know how he did it, but he was out there in the rain. He had to go cut the gas off because, you know, his furnace and everything was up in the attic, and his house was destroyed. And I guess he heard the gas and. It was over 100 mile an hour.
Tornado outbreak here in Huntsville, North Alabama. We had a dozen tornadoes come through. I looked out my door, and there were radar units from the storm research people from the Severe Weather Institute. There were radar trucks and all kinds of chase vehicles on my street parked. And that's when I decided to run and hide, because shortly after an F5 came through just about a mile or two away. So if you see that in your neighborhood, find your safe place immediately.
Well, you know, they've got aerial drones and stuff, and what they did is they saw the target on the roof of your house. I figured we need to be there.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, these mobile home parks they're really bad about getting destroyed, and I don't know why they put those mobile home parks so close to the cities. If they would move them out of the way a little way, it'd protect the cities a little bit more.
Well, I have a theory on that. It turns out that a tornado sometimes produces an RF frequency on channel 2, 55 megahertz. And in fact, years ago, you could tune your TV so that it was just dark on channel 13. If you went to channel 2 and it became white, there was a tornado within a few miles of you.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe the length of a single wide mobile home might be a resonant multiple on 55.
Either that or the width of it, I'm not sure, but one of the two probably doesn't. You know, I think at Huntsville this year we had the guys there and had a booth selling the tornado alert devices again. Now, I did not talk to them this year, but they've got a little device like a weather radio that picks up the tornado. I guess the signal that you're talking about, like you're talking about, Bill, the signal. And it supposedly it's been pretty accurate for them.
I've tried it. It actually does light up a TV, a good old-fashioned TV.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I've got to head off. It's getting late for me, but thank you so much again, Tom, for having me, and we'll see you next time.
All right,
Thanks,
Michael.
Bye-bye now.
See you, Michael.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, the phone lines are open. The phone number is on the screen here. If you're listening on shortwave, got a pencil, write this number down. Give us a call. I'd love to hear from you if you're listening on shortwave out there. So do this for me. You got your pencil? Let me wait a second. Okay, you should have your pencil now. The number is 712-775-7270. 712-775-7270, and once you connect, you're going to have to enter a code. The code is 407051, and then I call it the pound sign. I don't know if that's a hash or a pound, whatever. So the code is 407051 pound sign. Does that make me old, calling a pound sign?
Yes.
I guess
it's a hashtag.
Hashtag, is that what it is now?
Sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, Teresa. We'll do it musically.
All right. All right. Well, let's see. So I've got antenna work to do. Man, I'm really interested in that 1200 watt solid state amplifier we talked about last week, and I'm really thinking about ordering one. The problem is it's like a 3-month wait on them, but I haven't done any work on my antennas in a long time, so I need to really get out there, and maybe that's my next job. I'm gonna put me a new Delta loop up. I've got some new wire, and I got that 2-to-1 balun I'm going to put on there. Now, the impedance of a Delta loop is about 100 ohms. So a 2-to-1 should be a good match. Now, your books and everything, most people use a 4-to-1 balun on a Delta loop, and that's what I've used on it all these years, a 4-to-1 balun. Well, so I put a 2-to-1, and I've had almost a perfect match on my old Delta loop out there. But I had Bob. I ordered a new 2-to-1 balun from him, and I went out the other day and I put the 2-to-1 balun on, and my SWR is a lot higher on all bands. I don't know why. If it's a 100 ohm antenna and I'm feeding it with 50 ohm cable, so I don't know. I need to just go ahead and just redo the whole wire and trim it, try to get it resonant.
Stick your analyzer in there and see what the impedance really is.
I'm thinking about taking the analyzer out there and just taking a balun out and just clipping the analyzer across it and see if it shows, 100 ohm or what it really shows. I'm sure that can vary somewhat, but I'm going to get my antennas ready. Winter will be coming. I'm going to get me some good resonant antennas back up for multiple bands, and I do have the an MFJ 1.5 kilowatt auto tuner out there that's on my 40 meter extended double zip, and it'll work all bands with that tuner. But I like to have some resonant antennas up, and of course, although they're resonant, I need to make sure they can handle the power. A lot of times you kind of skimp in insulators and things like that, and I just need to make sure that it's good at at a kilowatt or a little bit better. But I may do that. I may order that and put it together. Earl's in the chat room. Hey, Earl. Yeah, I could do an assembly video. The what is the mission? I think it's called. Is it the Mission or the Mercury? Mission. It's called the Mission. No, it's called a Mercury. The Mercury 3S. Mercury 3S by KM3MK. I think I'm going to order one. It's a little steep in price, but it's I don't know. They claim they claim they're selling it for the price of a 700 or 800 watt amplifier. It's actually 1200 watts, but it's solid state LD MOS. And if you guys remember seeing it on the show the other night, it was just really nice. It's got a 7-inch screen on the front. It shows power output, voltage, current, temperature. It shows all that. It's got great protection in here to protect the LD MOS. And over voltage, over current, over temperature. It's got all those things in here. SWR, it'll shut down. And the LD MOS stuff is pretty good now. I've seen demos of the LD MOS where they actually were running 1,000 watts, and they took a screwdriver and shorted out the SO239, and it didn't hurt the transistor. And they even powered it up with no antenna on and transmitted. It didn't hurt the LD MOS. So it must be really making some improvements in it. Years ago, I would have been very afraid to have a solid state amplifier because I would be afraid I would, destroy the transistor somehow, Bruce, balance tuner fed with 450 ohm line. That's what I'm using out there on my 40 meter extended double zap. That antenna is 172 feet long. It's 2 5/8 wavelength antennas, 5/8 on each side. And it's up about 90 feet, so it's really up in the air, really good. It's fed with 450 ohm line, and got the tuner at the base. And it does really well, but my Delta Loop has always just about worked just about as well. And I really like the Delta Loop. I don't want to move the Delta Loop is actually resonant. You can cut it resonant, and it'll be resonant on 40 and 20 and 10 and even 6 without a tuner. It has a good match even without a tuner. So I hate to, I'll say, waste my 1.5 kilowatt tuner and put it on my Delta Loop when it basically has a good SWR on all the bands. I want to keep it on my extended double zep up here, so I can use it to tune different bands with. But I'm thinking about doing it. I hate waiting on stuff. I hate waiting 3 months to get it. I mentioned to you guys I'm putting in a home generator here. I'm putting a Generac 22,000 watt generator here at the house. Last month I poured the slab out there for it, and I'm just waiting. Everything is back ordered. It's taking months to get the generator, but hopefully maybe by next month it'll be here and will be installed. So once I get the generator installed, that means that the neighborhood will probably never have another power outage. But that's good.
Tom, I've started working for the power company here in town, and my first day there, of all things, they had a power outage in the building.
Is that right?
Speaks volumes when the power company doesn't have power.
Yeah. Well, how long did it last?
About 30 seconds until the generator kicked in.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got generator down there.
Hey, Glenn?
Yeah.
Glenn, I've got something that'll run rings around an Arduino.
What you got? Oh my gosh, the Timex Sinclair. Oh my gosh, did you buy that, or have you had that for a while?
I found it up in Ohio in my stack. Wow. And this is the manual for it. I have the manual for it too.
And those things were very popular back in the day.
This is the super spiffy 1000 model. I also have a ZX80 and a ZX81.
Right.
They made a color version, which was the 2000.
And those were really popular over in Europe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have the whole series.
Wow. Well, I did a bad thing at Huntsville, but I didn't go totally bad. I talked to the folks at Gigaparts about an FTDX 101 MP.
Ooh.
Did
you talk, or did your credit card come out?
It almost came out.
Oh, all right.
I think it's safe to say that the next Huntsville Hamfest, or maybe Dayton, because I drive to Dayton, it's probably going to have to come home with me.
That is a nice radio for sure.
Well, it depends if HRO's got it when you get there.
Yeah.
I'll be sure
everybody
to get the first thing.
Hey, gang, I need to sign out for the night. So I'm going to say
All right,
bye.
Katie.
Good
Bye,
to
Katie.
see everybody. Bye.
Good to see you.
You ought to come to Ham Exposition there, Katie.
One of these days, we'll see. Hopefully, Hamcation next year. But yeah, travel's kind of on the lowdown of the priority list right now. So
I hear you.
Everybody stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next week.
All right. We'll
Take
see you
care.
later, Katie. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
All right. Hey, just real quick, the Heil Mike winner, the donations we got for the trip, Steve Ullman, KC5NK down in Texas. Steve, we'll be sending that to you in the next few days. Enjoy. Who else we got here? We got Gary. Hey, Gary, how you doing, Gary?
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me, Tom?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the audio muted. I didn't. It took me a while to figure out how to unmute it. But yeah, I'm up here in Deerwood, Minnesota. My call is Kilo Alpha Zero Juliet Uniform Mike, and I've been tuning into your broadcasts here on a pretty regular basis. Enjoy it. Enjoy the guests, Katie and Glenn and the rest.
Well, good. We're glad you're a part of the show and you join us here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the phone line off because obviously that must be old technology. Nobody's using the telephone anymore. So if they want to join us, they can join us on the Zoom there. And I will post the Zoom link again if you want to join us. Here is the Zoom link. So you're up in what, Dearborn?
Deerwood.
Oh, Deerwood.
In Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
One of the north central part of the state. I'm by Mille Lacs Lake or Brainerd. Brainerd's a larger town to the west of me, about 20 miles. Deerwood's quite small. It's one of those towns if you blink, you'll miss it.
How many people?
Oh gosh, don't ask me that. A few hundred maybe.
Oh, really? Is that small? Well, that's a real small. The town I grew up in had when I was there, it was 1,301. I guess I was the one. I think now the population is down to about 900 and something. It's actually reduced,
Yeah, just north of me, we've got Crosby, Minnesota. And about 10 years ago, they started developing these mountain bike trails. And that's really taken off. The town has really changed. A lot of new businesses and remodeling, and it's pretty impressive what's happened. Very busy now. People, I guess it's one of the 5 premier mountain bike areas in the country. So people come here from all over to do the mountain biking.
Yeah, well, that's good. Let's see if there's anything else here that I need to. Let me invite everybody out there. Again, let me just mention to everybody, if you would please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, we need you to do it tonight. And if you're out there listening on shortwave 7490, you're listening to a show. It's about ham radio, amateur radio, and we're glad you're with us. Our show.
Tom?
Yes.
Let's all start planning for this one. This is Orlando.
I don't think we're going to go to Orlando this year.
Oh, no.
Yep.
February 11th through the 13th.
Well, that's good. 11th through the 13th. That's always on my birthday down there. I usually have my birthday there at Orlando Hamcation.
I'm definitely going.
Yeah, it's always a good show.
Well, make sure the ARRL sends a couple of boxes of books so you can sign them while you're there.
They actually brought 2 books, and I gave them away in my forum. And it went over really, really well.
Well, you just need to buy a bunch of those and take with you.
And sell them for $200 a copy?
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Personal and numbered.
There you go.
That's right. And I was gonna say put a picture in here, but don't do that.
No. I do not want to have to pay people to buy my books.
Because you do have a face for radio.
Yes. But,
hey, Glenn, what's the bottom of your T-shirt say underneath the NASA logo?
We rock it every day.
Very good. Very
U.S.
cool.
Space and Rocket Center.
I rock it every weekday.
Yeah, I stopped by there, and you know the interesting thing, they have that memorial to Miss Baker, the first monkey in space, right out front there. And apparently everybody sets out tribute because there was bananas and fruit on the little memorial that they have for her out there. And her husband of 15 years is buried right next to her, and he had a banana or two on his. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing place.
Well, hey, that reminds me, guys. We're going to do another high altitude balloon here one day soon. Does anybody know where we can get a monkey?
Oh, we're giving up on the ants?
Yeah, I mean, well, see, the Pico balloons, we got to fly ants on the Pico balloons, but I found with the high altitude balloons there, I mean, we can lift some payload, man. I mean,
we flew fishing crickets once.
Yeah.
We figured that they were going to be eaten by fish or geckos anyway. So
yeah.
If they didn't survive, it wouldn't be that terrible. So there was an internet rumor that they could hold their breath for 2 hours. And so, everything on the internet's true.
Huh.
So
yeah.
We decided to test it out, and we just took the container right from the pet store and the fishing store and just sent it up. And they all survived.
Well, I think a roach would also survive, right?
They would survive a nuclear attack.
Yeah,
they would.
Yeah, but really, hey, if anybody out there knows where we can get a monkey, now it needs to be a small monkey. But
did you actually see the capsule that they sent that monkey up in? It is literally that high and about that big around.
Yeah.
And they got that little spider monkey to fit inside there.
Yeah. Well, our capsule's going to be even smaller, so we're going to have to cram him in. So we need a small monkey for our next flight. Mark Pupo's asked about cats. No, I don't think a cat would be the right thing. A cat don't have fingers. See, we want a monkey. Now, we want
and Glenn's are too heavy anyway.
Yeah, you don't have the lifting power for my team.
We want a trained monkey that's got hands and fingers where he can operate stuff,
Got to teach him how to use a parachute.
Oh, no, it's like we're all automated, man. We're automated. It might open on the way down.
No, I don't know where you can get a monkey.
Used to you could buy those monkeys in Sears and Roebuck, and I always wanted, in the catalog, when I was growing up, I wanted a monkey, and my mom wouldn't let me have a monkey. Now, can you imagine? That might be pretty dirty. I guess you had to put diapers on it. And
Roebuck catalog back in the day.
Oh man, that would be tough, man. And, yeah, that'd be pretty bad. I'm glad she didn't let me have it. Sears and Roebuck used to sell everything, man. They used to sell.
They had everything.
They had a 2 meter. They had a 2 meter rig in there. They sold. It said Sears on it. Yeah.
We used to love it every time that catalog came out, man. That was the Christmas shopping place.
Yeah, that was and didn't they send out a Christmas catalog or not? I'm trying to think back.
Oh yeah, they had a Christmas catalog.
Yeah,
the Christmas catalog was bigger than the regular catalog.
Yeah. I can remember going through that Christmas catalog, man, and dreaming about what we're going to get for Christmas.
But they didn't have a section on rocks, because that's all I ever got.
Rocks, yeah. Well, I've got to do some work probably tomorrow. I've got to put new lights outside the house. When we had the ice storm and the tree fell, it tore a couple of the lights off the side of the garage. Well, anytime anything like that happens, Kathy uses that as a reason to replace all the lights outside with something that looks different and bigger. So I'm going to be having to put lights around the house. They're going to be delivered tomorrow, and We're even going to put a pole. We got a pole and a lamp that we're going to put out by the sidewalk.
Well, that's probably pretty good because every time I go over there, it's pretty dark trying to park there and leave in the dark of night.
Well, I had to run. I'm going to have to run the power under my sidewalk to get to the pole light out there. So it's pretty easy to get under a sidewalk nowadays. I mean, you dig your little hole in each side there, and I've got a pressure washer. Really high power pressure washer, and man, you can stick that in there and turn that pressure washer on. And if you don't mind to get a little dirty, or a lot of dirty, that thing will open up a hole under a tunnel under that sidewalk all the way across. And then I just put me about a 4-foot piece of 2-inch conduit under there. So I'm ready to go when I get the lights.
Well, at least it's starting to, head towards the cooler part of the year, but I darn sure wouldn't do it tomorrow because they got heat warnings out already.
Yeah.
95 plus.
Hey, Glenn?
Yes, sir.
I got to come see y'all down there. My friend, okay, he does cannon. He lives in Olive Branch, Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
His business is called Papillos, and he's doing pickled garlic and pickled hominy, and he does all kinds of vegetables like you wouldn't believe it. They got flea markets or something down there. He's at them all. He's got this huge table with stuff up about 12 feet high.
Olive Branch 8, but 10 miles away.
Yeah, Olive Branch is just right down the road.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, can I share my video?
Go right ahead. Go ahead.
I wanted to show you. It says you need to enable.
Oh, okay. I can do that. Let's see. All right. If you would, go ahead and put 50 cents in. Let's see. Bill. Wait a minute. Wrong thing. You're good to go.
Okay, so yeah. Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I see the B battery. Yeah.
Somebody was mentioning in the chat room, why don't you just put a whole bunch of 9-volt batteries in series to make your 67.5 volt B battery? I went to eBay and somebody makes the device to put a whole bunch of 9-volt batteries in series.
Yeah.
And then it fits into a little cardboard box and you can make your own B battery.
Well, there you go.
67.5 volts. Oh my God.
Ain't that slick?
And it's got all the little connectors for the 9-volt batteries, and you can that way you don't have to ever throw your B battery out. You just toss out the 9 volts.
Well, that's kind of cool.
I don't know how much current this radio draws.
That's only 42 volts worth of battery there, isn't it? No.
Well, I think
7 times 9, that's 54 volts.
Right. I don't know how many there are on there. They may not be showing all the 9-volt batteries that are in it. Let's see.
Well, a B battery, a 60-something volt B battery, you'd probably work fine from 48 volts up to 80,
And in fact, there it is, that radio on the left and the yellow, the kind of beige color radio.
Yep.
That's the exact radio I have.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm sure it's a little heavier than 4 pounds once the battery's in it. I mean, you really wanted to love listening to your local radio station and lugging that thing around.
Can you imagine having to buy spares of that thing in the store?
Well, it cost like $4.50 in 1947.
Yeah.
And that'd be like paying $47 for a battery nowadays.
Right.
But there's my radio on the far left that it fits into, and apparently there were several others like it. But
that's cool.
I would like to get it running, and it uses a 1.5 volt battery for the filaments.
Yeah. Batteries are changing nowadays. Let me see. I've got one here. I was going to show you if I can find it. I'm looking on the workbench.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's not enough batteries.
I like the way that they did the arrangement with the batteries. Some vertical, some horizontal. Make it all fit in the same size as the original.
So, have you guys torn open a 9-volt battery? And you've looked inside a 9-volt battery, right?
Yeah. Right.
There were, 6 little AAA batteries in there or something, right? 2 6 batteries in there. I opened up one the other day. I got a defective ever-ready battery. One of the snap tops rivet came loose, brand new. But anyway, I opened it up, and look at this. They're not the little AAA batteries anymore. In these, they're.
That's how I remember it. There's little piles.
Remember like that? I've never seen these. I've always.
I've never seen them with little AAA batteries. That's how I usually see them.
Yeah, the ones I've always tore open had 6 little AAAs, 2, 4, 6 standing there. So I've never seen them like this. I guess that shows you're older than me, or maybe I'm older than you. I don't know. But look at that.
I tear apart 9-volt batteries more often than you.
Yeah. And hey, guys, let me tell you something. When your 9-volt battery goes bad, here's a little hint and kink. Here's a hint. When your 9-volt battery goes bad, don't throw it away yet. You see the little top with the snap on it there? Well, I got half a snap.
Yeah.
Take it off. Take you some cutters and bend the metal back. Take that little top off, and that right there becomes a battery connector. Solder your 2 wires on it, a red and black wire, and that will clip right on a battery, and you don't have to buy a what would you call that? Battery clip cable, battery clip, whatever. So just cut it off your old battery and solder your couple wires on it, and you got it made. So I'm anxious to get started on this next project. This is the 8 voice memory channels for my ICOM IC 7610. Glenn and I used the IC 7610 when we did the Last Man Standing contest, and we talked so much we actually wired one button up to call CQ, and it was really handy. I don't think, what would I use 8 different buttons for?
I don't know. This is my field day setup.
Yeah.
I do this with my feet.
With your feet?
The 2 outside ones are the memory, and the center one is the push to talk. So I just use 2 voice memories for contests.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking
hands free.
2 memories are probably enough. And if I can get some time this week, I will build this. But I've got other things I want to do now. I want to take a look at that geochron clock. Oh man, I'm getting too old for this new stuff. I got to take it out of the box. I guess I'm gonna try to hook it up without reading the manual. Is that good or bad, Glenn?
That's standard operating procedure.
Yeah, Glenn, if you have to use the manual, you're showing your weakness.
Well, okay.
I did this without the manual. I just now have read it after 20 or 30 years.
Well, I'm gonna try to hook it up without reading the manual, and who knows? But the stuff's getting so.
To get to all the funny functions and the cool stuff, you're gonna need to read the manual.
Yeah, I think so.
Make it work out of the box? No, not really.
Well, it's funny though. It came with a little mini mouse, and I think I just use that. I don't think I need a keyboard or anything. I think it's all done by the mouse, maybe.
Yeah, you got a mouse. I got a remote with mine.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I need to open my box
Tom
up.
said special treat in his. Or,
There may be a remote in mine. Let me go see if I can find where.
Like I say, mine's 2 years old and it's still in the box.
I'm gonna see if I can find where Kathy put it.
So I mean, Tom talks about getting around to stuff. I've got piles of stuff that I haven't been able to get to. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to get to it soon now. With these going into work twice a week is far better than the way things have been. You know, at the very least, I save an hour drive each way, and that's time I can spend working on stuff. But yeah, the cool thing about the Geochron, when I saw it, it had satellite tracking, and in addition to just the gray line that the original mechanical one has. So the older Geochron is actually a electromechanical that had little synchronous motors that would turn that plastic film on a big loop to track the time. And that's all it did. The new ones, you know basically it's a Raspberry Pi inside that little box with all sorts of cool features. We've lost Tom.
Tom is bound and determined to go find that clock.
I am determined to. I don't know where. I couldn't tell where Kathy put it. Let's see.
It's probably still out in the truck.
No, I still got it. We were unloaded the truck yesterday. All right, here we go.
I actually unloaded Saturday night when I got home, but didn't really touch anything until Sunday.
Yeah. So I don't know anything about it. FT70 DE. Well, I don't know what that means. That's
He just did all that to show off.
Look at that, man. This is probably. Oh, this is heavy. This is probably the best product. Well, I won't say it's the best because this clock may be best, but this might turn out to be a pretty nice.
Yeah, if you're
dual
into
band mobile rig.
The digital modes and stuff, yeah.
It's got EPRS in it, whatever that means. I see altitude and different things on it there. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so here's a Geochron clock. Let's look at this.
Well, your box is bigger than mine.
Let's look at this. So here we go. I don't know why they marked free gift on this. This was inside the box, so I open it up, and look, it's a
baby mouse.
Look at there. Oh,
they took that one away from its mother.
Look at this. This mouse says it is a baby. How do you? Oh,
little travel USB mouse.
Well, I don't know how to make it go back in. There we go. I guess you go all the way. Anyway, that's a cool little mouse. I might use that mouse. Okay, so GEO. I couldn't see the O. It's part of the Geochron. Yeah. Okay, Geochron. Now,
different box.
Let's see what it's got in it here.
You may have a slightly different model than the one I have.
Yeah. I'm anxious to kind of hook it up and see what I've got. A TV right on the wall here. Hey, cool. Well, let me look at this. Let me look at their manual. Pretty decent sized print. Some of these Chinese manuals are about 1 inch square, and the print is like, you got to have a manual. Look at here. Hey, Glenn.
There you go.
That don't sound normal.
Yeah, mine rattled too. There's something inside.
Well,
maybe the Bluetooth connector or something. I don't know.
Kind of. Yeah, you're right. It's a little Bluetooth connector.
Dongle, yeah.
Okay. See, I'm learning already from you because that's the first time I've looked at this. Okay. So there's a power pack for it. Oh boy.
Yeah, mine says that it's got an Intel Atom processor.
Let's see what this has got. This is there's an HDMI cable. Here's a power supply. It probably looks like the standard 5 volt.
Mine's a 12 volt.
This is 5 volt at 3,000 milliamp, and it uses the little mini USB.
Yeah, they've swapped things around because mine's a 12 volt adapter.
Yeah. Well, there it is. It's a heavy built unit. It feels like it's, I don't know, if that's steel or something, or warning.
Yeah, they've changed it up in 2 years.
Well, it's got a warning on it, but
Warning, read the book before you peel this label.
I might have to, it does have a peel off on it. It might say that. I'm going to need more light in my magnifying glass. Now, here's the neat little antenna. So, what's the antenna pickup? Is it like times or something?
It's Bluetooth, and that could very well be WWV or something.
Yeah.
Mine shows that it's got 802.11 A, B, G, and N for Wi-Fi, so it may be able to be accessed via Wi-Fi.
Oh, you know what? It may go. It probably does connect to Wi-Fi. Yeah, someone looked it up. I looked at this one up, and DX Engineering, I can't believe it cost so much. DX Engineering is selling it for $449.
Yeah. No, that was my treat to myself at the Huntsville Hamfest 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But when you're done, Tom, your ham shack's going to look like Mission Control at NASA.
Yeah, it's just my monitors may be at the wrong place. I'm going to have to move my monitors. I don't know. Well,
I never noticed before, Teresa, your microphone has a little flashlight on the end. Is what it looks like.
Teresa's mic does?
It's handy. It lets me know if it's muted or not.
Ah, very cool.
Hey, Teresa,
if I
did
do
you
like
take
this and I don't see a light, I go, well, hell, I got my mic muted somewhere.
Did you take that photograph on your background?
Yes, sir, I did.
Very
That's
nice.
beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. We'll try to have this working for the show next week.
Oh, Teresa, are you going to try and compete with Dr. T?
No, she can handle all the space weather she wants.
Now, Teresa's going to have to take up a new nickname, something like Stormy Weather or something. Hello, folks. This is Stormy Weather.
Just so long as you don't ask me why there's no sun up in the sky.
How's this thing?
A lot of calculus in that,
Huh.
Yeah, I've got to take Cal 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Holy cow!
I went only through 3. I didn't do 4. After 3, you drawing birds' nests. I said, the heck with it.
I started in 1 and said there has to be a better way.
Teresa, are you in grad school or undergrad?
Neither, actually. I'm still working on getting into A&M. They want you to have at least Chem 1 and Chem 2 and Cal 1, Cal 2, and calculus-based physics before you can transfer into A&M.
We have a Severe Weather Institute and Radar Lightning Laboratory here that our local space hardware club at the University of Alabama, Huntsville. we fly their student balloon projects from there. And
nice.
They've got a great meteorology department, and but at the swirl, they've got all these storm chasing trucks and radar units, and they have a very active program. So you might want to consider that one.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't for the fact that I live 3.2 miles from Texas A&M University.
Yeah, you would be about probably 603 miles from this commute. It'd be a little longer commute.
Well, she's done it at least a couple times, I know. But that's just 2 days and home. This is back and forth, right? You spend more time on the road.
Well, now's the time to get your college degree, if because everything's distance learning.
Online.
Yeah. When Mom passed, we were still in. We weren't in forced distance. We had the option to do hybrid classes, which is what I was doing, which is like if your class meets on a Monday, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, half the class goes on Monday and the other half attends in person on Wednesday. And then the other time you're online. And I was enjoying the hell out of that. And then they said, we want to send your mom home on hospice. And I said, okay, and went the next day and dropped out of class because there was no way that I could do school work and take care of her.
Yeah, to tell you how things are going downhill here, Tennessee just went back, or Shelby County, which is Memphis area, just went back to the mask mandate.
Yep.
And
yep.
So
we have to wear masks now.
We're heading back towards lockdown. At work, they've cut the majority of the folks down to 1 day a week on site instead of the 2. I'm still on the 2, but they're cutting way back across the board. And DeSoto County, Mississippi, which is where I live, just across the border, they're seriously talking about going back to distance learning and shutting the schools down.
Teresa, there's the website.
I'm watching this.
This is the, they have a camera. It's not live right now, but during the day it is. But that's the Severe Weather Institute Radar and Lightning Laboratories. It's part of the University of Alabama in Huntsville. And they've got a great department. I work with a lot of the students at the Space Hardware Club. And they do all kinds of ham radio projects and space projects. They do rockets, balloons, robots. If I can get to it. It's space.uah.edu. But a good many of the students there are ham radio operators.
Yeah, there's most of the kids that are in the meteorology department get their ham radio license.
Mm-hmm. And we have an ozone monitoring station, one of the few in the entire world, and they launch an ozone sonde every month, and we go out and chase them down. They're on 403 megahertz, and we recover them and bring them back because they're like $600 a piece, and their budget was reduced. So they used to do them every week, so we'd have something fun to go chase. But it's a really cool, all kinds. They've got a balloon program, a satellite program where they're building their own satellite, rocketry, robotics. They go out in the schools and do outreach programs. So
very awesome.
So come on up to Huntsville.
All right, guys. I don't know if we're still on shortwave or not. Our time is up for our shortwave segment. Good night to everybody out there. If you're listening on WBCQ 7490, this is Amateur Radio Roundtable. Join us again next week. See ya. All right, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to shut down the show, everybody. Thanks for joining tonight. We appreciate you being with us.
No, thank you for doing it, Tom. I know that you're worn out after that drive back in from Huntsville. I know I always was.
Well, I'm feeling better tonight, but man, yesterday it was pretty tiring yesterday.
Yeah. I get in here a little late.
Oh, there he is. Hey, how you doing, man? Yeah. How's everything up in Upperville?
Up here in the Upperville, the USA Upers, we're doing just fine here in the UP of Michigan. Nice weather up here. I know I watched most of Huntsville from here. Just didn't win any prizes, of course.
Well,
that was kind of a hectic there in your prize giveaway there. When everybody had to log in.
Oh boy!
That was.
Yeah.
Fun to sit.
Well, I tell you, I tell you, once we went to the YouTube format chat room, we don't have any control over that chat room, and it only shows the list. If I ask the list who's in the chat room, it shows me about 8 people. It only shows me who's been typing the last 3 or 4 minutes. So there could be
a couple times there you were on the you said, well, we're going to start with the
there was a time delay.
There was already 3 prizes gone.
Oh, really?
Right. There was about a 1 minute and 40-second delay between your live video and the chat room.
Well, yeah, and we tell everybody don't go by by the video, just watch the chat room, because when Hambot says enter, the chat room is pretty real time. So when Hambot says everybody please enter something, everybody started entering something, and we'd wait about a minute to collect, and we'd collect just about everybody that's in the chat room, and then he'd say time's up. He'd pick a name, and what happened is he was announcing the winner, but what happened is YouTube limits you to 200 characters every 30 seconds, or 11 entries every 30 seconds, and we were starting to get hit. We were starting to get censored. Basically, he wasn't reporting, so that's why we started having to report it on the video, and then Kathy would manually type it in the chat room.
Yeah,
I'm
sometimes
thinking
I missed it because I'd be busy doing something else here.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I look over and what's going.
Yeah, I'm thinking about.
I noticed sometimes it wouldn't even announce that it was going to do it, and then it said the prize is.
Yeah.
All right. I'm thinking about trying to go back to our IRC chat room. I don't know. The YouTube is just, there's too much restrictions. We had to set up an API, and it took a lot of programming to even get Hambot to even talk to the Google system.
One thing I did notice at the Hambot, all right, the participants in it, there was a lot of old gray-haired guys walking around with a lot of good-sized beer bellies.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of old guys there for sure. Yeah. So
and that was in the rain too.
Yeah.
And there were some serious folks there because they brought these little wagons to pull behind them.
Yeah.
To get all the stuff they were buying.
Yeah.
Well, they bought some of those big boat anchors for sure. You'd need a wagon to carry some of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought my own MFJ bag from 2 years ago because I knew they wouldn't be there.
I'm sitting here playing with my new tuner I just got yesterday, my LDG 41000 here. So I'm trying to figure that out right now. That's my new thing to the shack here.
A friend of mine gave me the trick of taking a backpack, and that's pretty much what I do. Is I bring an empty backpack, and when it's full, I have to stop buying stuff.
It's hard to put a Collins rig in that backpack, though. You can't do a receiver and transmitter combo very easily.
No, but it is bigger on the inside.
It's a tesseract.
Yes, if I can
It's
get
like-
it through the opening, I can get it in.
It is kind of like the Doctor Who.
It's TARDIS. The TARDIS, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, and as it was, you saw me. I still had to carry stuff in my arms out to the car.
Yeah, you were pretty loaded down there a few times.
All right, so here's the thing, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get off here. Believe it or not, we got a lot of work to do. We got to straighten the prizes out. We got to notify every 35 people about prizes. We got to let the donors know. We even got one or two here we got to ship ourselves. Got to update the website. I got to do all that. Tonight I've got to edit the video a little bit. I've got to get it loaded over on our audio-only podcast. So when the show's over, it ain't over until this fat guy sings, man. All right.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys later. We're going to go ahead and get off here, and we're looking forward to getting some rest and starting to feel better.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
After 11 o'clock.
See you, everybody.
Call in.
See y'all next week.
Good night, y'all.
73. Take care.
Uh-huh.
Well.
Earl, thank you, Earl, for all your help.